Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite yoga talks. I'm the Exploring Yogini. My name is Jenna. I am a blogger, vlogger, traveler, yoga teacher, wife, among so many other things. Thank you for giving me your time. Today we're going to talk about my yoga journey and how I became a yoga teacher. It started when I was 18. I enrolled in my first yoga class at the YMCA. I was so excited. I thought I was going to come out feeling relaxed and great. This time in my life was really hard. There was a lot of drama, your typical 18-year-old drama, being your senior year of high school. And I hated it. I don't even know what kind it was. Maybe it was a vinyasa. I tried really, really hard to forget about this time in my life. So what I do remember is going to this yoga class and looking over at the people next to me and just seeing how much more flexible they were. And I specifically remember our yoga teacher saying how downward facing dog was a resting posture. And I was legit angry. I had to do so much work to hold it up, and there was nothing relaxing. I remember the few times that I did go during this series of yoga classes, I would be really angry after. And part of it was because I thought I was going to have this instant relaxation, and I didn't get it. It didn't meet my expectations. And for many years after, anytime anyone talked about yoga, I would talk about how much I hated it. I'd be like, I do not like yoga. It is not relaxing. It's not for me. I don't do yoga. I don't know how you like it, etc., etc. Summer after my freshman year, I stopped sleeping, and I started to feel really nervous and on edge, irritable. I cried a lot, and I didn't understand what was happening to me. Every night I would go to bed and I couldn't fall asleep. My mind was running in a million directions. It wouldn't stop. And then one day it dawned on me, like, this is anxiety. I'm experiencing anxiety for the first time in my life, and I don't know what to do. And after a while, I still have my anxiety. I still have it today. But after about a year and a half of having my anxiety, I had just graduated from university, and I was with my now husband. We were hiking in the largest habited volcano in Ecuador. I was reflecting on life. Whenever I hike, I'm quiet and I'm just in my head. And I was just reflecting on how hard my senior year was and how unhealthy I had become and all of the struggles that I had. And I realized that I loved this traveling thing. I loved going hiking in the mountains. I loved seeing beautiful places, oftentimes that are only accessible by foot. And I realized that I never, ever, ever wanted my physical being, my physical shape. I never wanted to keep myself from doing these things. And that's when it occurred to me, I needed to make a change. After going through 2 years of debilitating anxiety, after having these breakdowns and literally driving the people around me nuts because I felt nuts, something had to change. We spent the month in Ecuador traveling around, hiking mountains, and doing all these beautiful things, and that's when I came home. I started researching yoga. I was influenced by my husband who was doing it and by my friends who had also done yoga, and like many people, I found myself at a studio because they offered a free week. And that first class, it was my yoga moment. Have you had a yoga moment? It's basically that aha, that moment when everything clicks, you feel mentally, physically, and spiritually connected. And it was a slow flow vinyasa class. It was with candlelights. It was late at night. My husband was next to me. And afterwards, I knew I had found something great, and I knew that this was what I needed. It helps my nervous system calm down. It helps me breathe. When I am anxious, I forget to breathe. And it's a way for me to be in tune with my body and to really feel what's going on. I'm the kind of person who can tend to be all over the place, both my thoughts and my body. And when I'm in a yoga class, I'm only in one place, and I don't have to talk, I don't have to think. I can just move and I can just be in that rectangle. Very quickly from then on, like, I knew I wanted to teach yoga. I started going to the studio just about every single day. My work, it was also causing my anxiety to be really, really intense. And this was my escape, I guess, from the real world, and I fell in love with it. The feelings and the intention and connection that I had received from my teachers, I wanted to spread that to other people. And I'm pretty lucky. My yoga studio, at the same time when I started to research different yoga studios around Minneapolis, they all of a sudden announced that my favorite yoga teacher and his wife, who is also my favorite, were going to be hosting a yoga teacher training. And I spent a lot of time debating if I was ready. The reason why I hadn't already gone ahead and signed up for a yoga teacher training is because I didn't feel like I'd been practicing for long enough. I think seriously, it had only been like 7 months, and I'd done a little bit of yoga just in college, but it wasn't much at all. And I also worried that I wasn't flexible enough or strong enough. I am very big on Instagram, if you want to follow me, The Exploring Yogini. And I would see all of these Instagram yogis who could do headstands and presses and all of these amazing, amazing, amazing tricks. And my body wasn't like that. I didn't feel like I was good enough. In my head, for some reason, I thought a yoga teacher needed to know all of these postures, and their back bends had to be this beautiful, and they could drop into the splits like that. But after meeting with my yoga teacher, I realized that yes, I could do it. If you want to do a yoga teacher training and you don't feel like you're ready, you don't feel like you're strong enough, you're flexible enough, like, just go do it. Do it for the growth. Do it for yourself as a treat. I promise you don't have to teach yoga. You don't have to do anything with it. Just do it for yourself, at the very least. I promise it's worth it. If you guys have any questions about doing a yoga teacher training, or if you want feedback, or just you want to talk about it, seriously, leave a comment below. I'll respond. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Hit subscribe before you go, and I will see you again. Namaste.